Hi, my name is Gemma, and I met Jana August 25th, 2011, and I had my atlas adjusted at that time. The reason I went to see Jana was because in 2009 I had sustained a fairly significant injury to my neck, where I had herniated 5 of my discs in the upper part of my neck. When I did meet Jana, it was to try and bring some relief to that particular injury specifically, because the symptoms that I had been sustaining over the course of several years had brought me to experiencing numbness in my hands, feet. Things would spontaneously fall asleep, and I was becoming very frustrated with not actually getting any relief from that injury. In December of 2010, I had also broken a shoulder. So you can imagine that by the time I had actually seen Jana, I was fairly frustrated. So what I'd experienced since the adjustment initially was I automatically started being able to take bigger and deeper breaths, which was nice because during the injury or the time after the injury, I wasn't actually able to take deep breaths, and I often felt like I was in a fog, and I don't experience that anymore. I'm actually able to think a lot more clearly than I had, and I'm actually able to write more coherently than I had in the past as well, which is nice. I also noticed that some of the previous injuries that I'd had, even going back further than my broken shoulder after the adjustment, would flare up, and I'd feel like a slight tingling or like muscle shaking in and around whatever was injured in the past, and then it would disappear, and then it would move on to a different area of my body that might have had sustained some kind of minor injury. I'd feel it for a little while, and then it would disappear. To date, what I've experienced is that I'm able to sleep a lot more restfully, and I'm able to, like I mentioned, think a lot more clearly. I'm also able to, which I haven't been able to do since August of 2009 successfully, is work out. So I'm actually able to do cardio, weight training, any of the activities that I wasn't able to do because of the accident, I'm actually able to do now, which has been a huge relief because I used to enjoy doing them, so now I can actually do them again. Outside of that, things are just a slow progression with the unwinding, where I notice little things will happen. I'll experience a pain in around my ribs. It'll be a pulling, and then within a few minutes it'll pass. And then I find like the next day I'm a lot more comfortable. I sit a lot more straight. And what else? God, there's so many things to mention that I can barely think of all of them within a short interview. But I will say this. I've been really excited about the fact that I'm able to turn my head, not be foggy, think clearly, do my work a lot more efficiently. That I've, couldn't help but want to share the information with you and with people that I know. And I've managed to talk to a lot of people who are actually really interested in coming in and seeing Jana as well. So I encourage you, whoever's watching or listening to this, to take the time to at least look into this as a viable option to get some relief, both physically and emotionally, because it does a lot for your spirit to actually be here and meet with Jana, who's a fantastic personality. Thanks so much.